from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, the show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Baltimore Orioles taking on the New York Yankees. With Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Well, Siggy, today we get the pleasure of seeing one of the hottest bats in baseball. His consistency at the plate has been remarkable.
Yeah, Boog, one of the toughest outs in the league right now. Sit back and relax because this guy's about to put on a show.
First pitch coming your way next. And taking the ball for the Yankees, Carlos Rodon. Chris, he's got the ability to take control of a game when he's out there.
Well, incredible mound presence, and he's going to attack hitters. Look at that strikeout per 9 ratio over 10 coming into this start. So he's a pitcher that wants the ball. He's aggressive. He knows that he can get the swing and miss, especially when he needs it most. We'll see how effective he is in this one.
Coming up on the first pitch, Gunnar Henderson getting ready to hit. Ground ball to the right side. Rice steps on the bag. One pitch and one out. All right, let's take a look at the Orioles lineup now. And an important bat for them, batting 5th in this one, Jordan Westburg.
And Boog, he's a fun at bat to watch. I mean, definitely a threat whenever he's got that bat in his hands. But for me, it's all about the mechanics. They're so sound. And when he gets his foot down on time and starts his swing, so much consistency, that bat stays in the zone for a long time, and he squares up the baseball a lot.
That one catches the corner for a strike. Here in the Bronx, just getting settled into this one. Swings through that one for strike 2. Swing and a miss. Had him out front for the strikeout.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way, so credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly, he had him fooled.
2 outs, base is empty. Pete Alonso, the next to hit for the Orioles. Swing and a foul straight back. Now the 0-1. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. Pete Alonso with a rocket. 3rd home run of the season, and the Orioles jump out in front. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. A breaking ball on the inside part of the plate requires a hitter to stay really square with his mechanics. If you fly open with the front shoulder, there's no way you keep that ball fair. An outstanding job mechanically. He deserves that home run.
In for a strike, 0-1. Two down, nobody on. He swings and fouls one off. Rodon ready, the 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Out number 3. Yankees get a homer to cut the lead. It's now 1-0. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back here in New York, and getting the start for Baltimore, Shane Baz. And Chris, pitching on the road has not been particularly kind to him.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too quick to say that he can't pitch on the road. Sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of luck. It's not having a feel difference between the bullpen mound to the mound. out there on the playing field. Don't know what it is, but I know this. He's got good enough stuff to overcome and get it done on the road as well as at home. So we'll see what he's able to do in this one.
Trent Grisham, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. Swung on, and there it goes. It is high. It is far. It is gone. So he goes the opposite way with that one, and we're level. It's 1-1. That was blasting.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Swings through that one.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the second game of the series.
With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
Up the middle, lays out, but he can't squeeze it. The throw comes in too late, and they don't get an out on the play.
No problem beating out the infield hit right there. Good hustle getting down the line. That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case.
Here's Stanton now.
Really strong hitting performance recently. Chance to extend that hitting streak to 10 games here.
Check swing called strike. Strike one.
Ball one.
Hammer, base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. And that knock bumps his hitting streak into double digits, Chris. He's hitting 10 straight.
Yeah, and on a nice trajectory. Average going up, OBP. Everything he's doing at the plate right now just seems to be working.
Nope, outside.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
The 1-1. And a swing and a miss there. Sets him down looking. And that is a big first outing. Take a look at the lineup. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These players have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
Tied up here in the early going. Comes up empty. That's strike two.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure.
Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
No, you got to be ready to swing the bat with a runner in scoring position and 2 strikes. Just put the ball in place somewhere, and you got a chance. Very frustrating for him, I'm sure. See if the next guy can pick him up.
2 aboard, 2 outs. Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees. 3 hits and a loss last night.
In the grand scheme of things, this at-bat might not feel important because it's early, but it could create a domino effect for things to come. Control what you can here and have a strong at-bat.
Hey!
Two on, 2 outs. In for a strike, and now just 1 pitch away from surviving the inning. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That one carrying. Adios, pelota. He sends it out of here. It's their 2nd home run of the inning, and it gives them the lead in the first. It's 4-1.
He's going to the plate with a ton of confidence lately, and he's getting the results to back it up. No doubt, those 2 things feed off one another. No matter how this outing ends, that pitch is going to haunt him for a while. An 0-2 mistake. That's supposed to be a pitch out of the zone. He left it in the spot that the hitter could do some damage with, and that's exactly what he did.
That one misses. Ball 1.
Well, it's not the inning he was planning on to begin this start, but you've got to find a way to shake things off and give your team some length and put up some zeros.
Foul ball.
Nope, that's off the plate.
Well,
Ball
they've
2.
been able to score 4 runs off of him in this inning, and this is where you want to just max out. Get as much as you can. Give him one of those tough innings where it's going to be hard for him to recover in the next one.
The 3-1. And that one fouled off. Three balls, 2 strikes the count. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Three-2. Swings through it for the K. That'll end the inning after a lot of scoring. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 4-1. You're watching Yankees baseball on the show, NYC. Top of the 2nd, and into the box for Baltimore, Jordan Westburg. This one looks like trouble. And he's going to get to 2nd with nobody out.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
And there's a foul ball. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here at the top of the 2nd. And fires in a fastball at 95. Mike Fillmore, our plate umpire. Very consistent with his zone, Chris. Gets a lot of praise for that.
He does, Boog. And I think that with any umpire, you really just want them to be consistent. Fillmore's a guy that does a good job back there in that way. So people around the league really appreciate his consistency.
Ball, that pitch is up.
Next offering misses. Ball 1.
That's a really good job of laying off the 0-2 high fastball. Is going to make that pitcher really have to respect this hitter, even though he's behind in the count.
And a foul ball. He stays alive. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout, and there's one away. So now with one away and a man at second, here's Ryan Mountcastle. Just missed. That clips the corner. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Man at second. On the ground to third, McMahon throws to first in time.
Batting in, the second baseman, Jeremiah Jackson.
Off the mark there. Ball 1. Jackson with a homer in his last game. Man on second, 2 down. Foul ball there. Swings and misses. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. One left for the Orioles, and they trail it 4-1. Back for more from the Bronx. Bottom of the second. Anthony Volpe stepping in now for the Yankees. On the ground. And foul ball. Here's your 1. Swing and a miss. Got him looking for the K. And that's 4 strikeouts.
No, that's not the best 2-strike fastball I've seen, but certainly got away with the location there. You know, sometimes as a hitter, when you're down in the count, you're so focused on a pitcher painting the black, and you just get a little bit locked up on something down the heart of the plate, not expecting it, and it just kind of freezes you.
The 1-0.
Wow, that's 89 on the gun, and it's a changeup. It's like good hitting if you're looking for it, but because of the speed differential between the fastball and that pitch, really hard for a hitter to get on time with it.
Here's a 1-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Yankees, the center fielder, number 12.
Back to the top of the Yankee order. Trent Grisham now at the plate.
Hit an absolute tape measure shot last time up.
That one's in there. It's 0-1.
The strong second inning is a confidence builder for him, a relief for his manager. Doesn't have to get into that bullpen quite as early.
2 down, nobody on. In there, got him looking for the K, and he strikes out the side here in the second. Down in order go the Yankees, but they lead it 4-1. Back now in the Bronx, and into the box for Baltimore, Colton Cowser. All right, so Monument Park out there in center field at Yankee Stadium. Have you gotten a chance to check that out?
Boog, I have seen it more after my playing career than I did as a player. But as a broadcaster, many times entering and exiting through the center field fence, particularly in the playoffs, get a chance to take a glimpse over. And I got to say, you do get some goosebumps.
Just
that ball went out.
Nice grab. Fires to first, and they get the out.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, the biggest storyline coming in was just how hot he's been. Haven't seen it yet today, but it's still early, Boog.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Henderson with another scorching run of play lately. That one finds the zone, and the count is 1-1.
We've gotten used to seeing him put together impressive stretches throughout his career, Boog. When he's going like he is right now, it's really fun to watch him.
A swing and a miss as he chases way out of the zone. The shortstop takes the ball. The 2-2. Now one miss.
Good purpose pitch right there. Trying to tease him, get him to raise his sights, pop something up, and make it an easy out.
And he walked him.
First base.
Up next for the Orioles, the left fielder, number 3, Taylor Ward.
That one's upstairs, ball 1.
All right, Carlos, here we go. Paul, this one's you.
Hey!
Out to center. Grisham in position. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Orioles.
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one.
Alonso.
Here's Pete Alonso.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
Runner on the go. Pitch is
No,
low.
that's down.
Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base.
Yeah, I like being aggressive right there with 2 outs. It's kind of a classic steal situation. If you get thrown out, no big deal. That guy at the plate leads off the next inning. Now, a single to the outfield can push a run across.
Man at second.
Well, no need to go right at this guy. First base is open. He can hurt you, so make him expand his zone. If he doesn't, give him a walk.
That's in there. And it's 2-1.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
Man on second, 2 down. And that drops in for a strike. That one 95 to finish him off. And the Orioles lead 1. And this is still a 4-1 ball game. new Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Set for the bottom of the third. Aaron Judge stepping in now for the Yankees.
Ball, that's out.
Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. Carrying well. And that one is off the wall. Around second now. Going for three. The relay in there.
Oh,
he's
safe.
safe.
Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Hey!
Swing and a miss as he was late. That one is absolutely belted. Adios, Pelota. Giancarlo Stanton bless one out to the opposite way. It's his 6th home run of the season, and they add on. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. now.
Hey!
With how good these offenses are, there's a lot of ball game left.
What do you
Chisholm
got?
checks his swing. Appeal down to third. No swing. Kenny Jansen with the call. There's a swing and a drive.
And a foul ball.
Foul ball.
Well, he got challenged with a good fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up.
Nobody on, nobody out. A pair of runs across in the inning here in the last half of the third. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Picks up strikeout number 7. Here comes Cody Bellinger.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Ball, that pitch is out.
That one finds the zone, and the count even 1-1. On the ground to the left, and it stays fair. Around first, heading for 2. And he's in with a stand-up double.
Everyone's trying to elevate the ball in today's game, but if you can hit a ball that hard on the ground, it's going to find some holes.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Shane Baz gives way, and the home run really bit him today as he exits on the hook for the loss. New arm coming on after the break.
Now pitching for the
Cade Povich gets the ball now.
Well, he struggled quite a bit, so this is another opportunity to get on the right track. He's given up more than 1 hit per inning pitch so far this season.
And the 0-1.
Ball one.
Still only one out here in the inning. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 1-2. Swing and a pop-up. 2 away now.
Up next for the Yankees, the catcher, number 28,
Austin Wells will hit next. Went down on strikes his first time through. Line to right, and that'll be a base hit. He boots it. The run comes in from second, and it's now a 6-run lead. This to third, and that is the inning. On to inning number 4. It's the Yankees 7 and the Orioles 1. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back in the Bronx, all set for the start of the inning.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Here comes the 0-1. That's in there at the knees, and it's strike 2.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole, he's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The 0-2. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Orioles, the third baseman,
Jordan Westburg digs in now. Doubled in his first AB.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters even if you give up a solo shot.
Yeah.
The lefty ready, and a 1-1. Fouled off left side. The Yanks up big in this one. Top half of inning number 4. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. That one is foul, and he'll see another. High fly ball down the left field line. Going back on this one. And brings it in at the wall.
Up next for the Orioles, the catcher, number 35, Rushman.
Well, in an 0-0 count, not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
That's a ball.
That's a strike across the top of the zone. That's off the mark. And the count is even 2-2. Caught him looking for the K. Nothing doing this time around for the O's. They're down 7-1. Back in New York, bottom of the fourth, Ryan McMahon stepping in now for the Yankees.
McMahon.
Ball, that's out.
And the 1-0. Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. That one back there, and that's a foul ball. The 1-1. Swing and a ball lifted to center field. One up, one down.
Up next for the Yankees, the center fielder, number 12, Trent Richard.
On the ground to third. Dives, and he can't hang on. And that'll be an infield single with no time to recover.
Up next for the Yankees.
And at first, now it's Aaron Judge up to the plate. He has, as they like to say,
let me guess, Boog, light tower power?
That's right.
Nope. Ball one.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That one carrying. Adios, Peralta. Aaron Judge blasts one out the opposite way. Home run number 5 on the season, and they add to their lead. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. That's an incredible job of letting that breaking ball get deep, trusting your hands, and driving it out the other way. That's how you practice it in the cage. Incredible when you can translate it into the ball game.
That's outside.
The lefty, the 1-0.
Ah!
And it's fouled away. Next pitch, not close, up high.
He's dealing with a great 2-strike hitter right here. The strikeout is not automatic.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Second baseman, Jazz.
2 down, bases empty. Jazz Chisholm Jr. stepping in now for the Yankees. There's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. In the air to left center, Cowser moving under this one. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Another look at the long ball for the Yankees. On to the top of the 5th we go. This is Yankees baseball on the Show NYC. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
You know, these Orioles just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
Now
That's
one
ball
missed.
3.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Next offering in there for a strike. Full count now. High fly ball down the left field line. Bellinger going back. Gone. Ryan Mountcastle hits one out. That's his 99th career homer. His first homer of the year, and they cut into the deficit. Singy, that's his 99th career homer.
Well, he's probably already thinking about the next one, and don't want to think too hard because you'll start to struggle. 100 is a really nice number to get to, though. No, Boog, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
One away.
Up next for the Orioles, the center fielder.
So next to hit for Baltimore, Colton Cowser. Grounded out his first time up.
Hey!
Fought off foul. One out, base is empty, and a run in, and we're at the top of the fifth. Stays alive. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 8.
Oh, really expanded the zone right there with that fastball off the outside corner of the plate. Got him to chase it. That's a tough one to lay off of because it starts close to you and just continues to run away from you in that batter's box. So it's a really nice pitch with 2 strikes.
Ball, that's in.
In the air, left field. And that is that. The Yanks do get one on the solo homer. It's now a 9-2 ball game. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back at Yankee Stadium, let's take a look at how the ball's been flying today. Plenty of power on both sides in this one.
Yeah, it seems like days like this get pitchers questioning their life choices, Boo. Any fan who goes for a bathroom break is at risk of missing another dinger.
Bellinger up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. Activity in the bullpen. Keegan Aiken getting loose out there. Bradish also throwing.
Here we go,
The
Cody.
1-0. Pulls that one foul.
It looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, I want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field not.
A swing and a deep fly ball. Get up, get out of here, and gone. Cody Bellinger crushes it the opposite way. His 7th home run of the season, and they boost their lead. It's 10-2.
With a low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Cade Povich out of the game. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for the
So a new arm out of the bullpen for the Orioles, Keegan Aiken.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Foul ball. Starting after it, appeal to third. And yes, he did. That's a swing, according to Kenny Jansen. Here's the 0-2. Here's a high chopper. On the run, sends it over to first. But it's not in time. Base hit.
Not every base hit is a liner into the gap, just like not every strikeout's a perfect slider down and away. I mean, right there, he just put the ball in play on the ground and gave it his all to get down to first for the knock.
So a man aboard. Now, Austin Wells. Sliced hard, but foul down the left side. The 0-1. And a strike in there.
Don't play situation here. He's been working up in the zone. Typically, you look for guys to get that ground ball. See if he adjusts on this next pitch.
The 0-2. Swung on, belted. Deep. That one went back there. That one's going to land not so much here, but here. He shoots one out to right. Second home run of the inning for him. And they add a couple more. It's 12-2.
Maybe he's starting to break out of this mini slump. That's the type of swing that makes you think good things are coming his way. Got to keep that front shoulder closed and your body square to the plate, especially when you're facing a left-hander. He did all those things until the very last moment where that hip just popped. Hands came through, nice little lag to it. Carried out nicely.
Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. One down.
up next for the Yankees, the third baseman.
Here's Ryan McMahon now.
McMahon.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Hit high in the air. There it goes. See ya. Ryan McMahon leaves the yard. Their third home run of the inning. And they add to the lead. It's 13-2.
That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Keegan Aiken done for the afternoon. And as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back. So they turn to the lefty in this spot. Dietrich Ends. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Hey!
Four runs already in the frame. Last half of inning number 5. Hammered down the right side, but foul. 0-2 now. Next
Ball, that's
offering is outside. And he can't come up with it. Gets off a throw, and they get him. The misplay made it a bit messy, but they clean things up for the out.
The right fielder, number 99, Aaron.
It's Aaron Judge now. Looking to complete the cycle with a double.
Hey!
And that jumps in for a strike. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Two down, nobody on. Next offering misses down and away. That's to third. Whips it to Mountcastle. Judge out on the play. And they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. But they go deep 3 times in the inning and score 4. 5 innings complete. The Yankees lead it 13-2.
We don't hold back, we're right in your face. We can't lose, we take your first place. They want to do it like me? I know that they try. They want to do it like me?
Back at the ballpark, let's take a look at some of the moments that stand out to us. The play, Taylor Ward.
The left fielder, Taylor Ward.
Top of the zone for a called strike. Activity in the bullpen for the first time. Jake Bird appears to be getting loose. Warren getting loose as well. Out to short, Volpe. Throw to first in time.
Up next for the Orioles, the designated hitter, Pete Alonso.
That one fouled off. The Orioles with a lot of ground to make up, and we're the top half of the 6th.
Ball 1.
And that one hammered way back there. And that's going to bang against the wall. The throw into second. And he's safe. It's a wall ball double.
Up next for the Orioles, the right fielder, number 9, Tyler.
Here's Tyler O'Neill.
Hey!
Man at second.
Ball.
Swing and a ground ball. Gets to it with a slide. And very nicely done for the out. So now the injury forcing a substitution at second base. On to run for Baltimore, Leody Taveras.
Up next for the Orioles, the third baseman, Jordan Westburg.
He scored more runs than anyone else in his team so far this year, Chris. Man on second, 2 down.
Nope.
The 1-1. And that is out of play. The 1-2. And there's
That's
the
ball 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Off the
That's
mark
ball
there.
3.
And the count is filled up. In the air to left center. Bellinger sizing it up. And that is that. A double in the inning, but they leave him stranded. Heart of the order, 3-4-5 coming up. Yankees out front, 13-2. You're watching Yankees baseball on the show, NYC.
Leading off for the Yankees, the designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton.
Stanton leading things off and takes a strike. Tap foul at the plate. Ends a 6'1 lefty, 210 pounds, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. The 0-2. Cut on and missed. Curveball struck him out.
Just a hammer 12-6 curveball right there, Boo. That was exactly what he wanted to do with it. Not a ton of pitchers can throw a true 12-6 break, but he does, and you can't throw it any better than he did right there.
On the ground to first, and that's just foul.
Ball. Ball 2.
The Yankees up big in this one here in the bottom of the 6th. Check swing.
Oh, that's out.
No appeal. And the count is 3-1. That's ball 4. Tried another fastball but missed the spot.
Up next for the Yankees, the left fielder, Cody
Bellinger up to hit.
Coming off an absolute bomb in his last at bat.
The first one to Bellinger is in for a strike.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Step off throw to first.
He's in there.
Chisholm dives back in safely. The 0-1. And a big swing and a miss. This one smoked, could be trouble. Jazz on his horse coming around third. Now a relay to the plate, but it's offline. And they extend their lead.
Comes through with the RBI. So much of good hitting is finding holes in the defense. That's why you're always thinking line drive into the gap. Those kinds of swings really boost your confidence.
Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. The 0-1.
That's a ball. Nope. Outside.
Base hit into the outfield. Bellinger on his way home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and the lead continues to grow. One out man at first. Austin Wells getting ready to hit. He's already homered in this game.
Hey!
The 0-1.
No, that's low.
Man at first, one away. Breaking ball inside. And it's 2-1.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
And that's
that's off the
outside.
plate.
3-1 now.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
In the air, right field, pretty well struck. Way back there, it's got a chance. Makes the catch, crashing into the wall.
Man, Boog, I love watching an outfielder take on the wall to make that play, and it's a lot easier to watch from up here because that can be painful in the end. You know the wall's coming up on you quickly, so you have to maintain concentration and able to make that catch and hold on to it after contact.
Yennier Cano comes on now.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
The 1-0. Lined, and that's a base hit. And now two aboard.
Next for the Yankees, the third baseman,
Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. He's already homered here in this one. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Two on, two outs. Ground ball right side. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Still able to get it there in time. And they get it out of the play. We're through 6 full. The Yankees lead this one 15-2. This is Yankees baseball on the Show NYC. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Jake Bird.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
leading off for the Orioles, the catcher, number 35, Adley Rutschman.
Hey!
The 0-1 in the air, left field, down the line. And it slices foul, but it had the distance. The 0-2. And ball one. Line drive, fair ball. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Up next for the Orioles, the first baseman, number 6.
So up next, Ryan Mountcastle. He's sitting on 99 career homers. We'll see if this is the moment to notch number 100.
Yeah, and making it to 100 homers would be quite the career accomplishment for him. Out of the more than 20,000 players to take an at-bat in the majors, less than 5% have ever hit 100 dingers.
Late that time, and it's strike two. That one way outside, ball two. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Comes a 2-2. That one the other way, and that's a base hit. And now two aboard.
He made that look easy, keeping his bat in the zone on plane for a long time. That leads to a high contact rate and more barrels, Boog. Even when you don't get it great, it's still hit hard enough to dunk something in like that in front of the center fielder.
Ball.
First and second, no outs. Here in the top half of inning number 7.
Hey!
Grounded to third. Could be 2. Over to Jazz. There's 1. Now to first, and it's a double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Here's the center fielder, Colton Cowser.
And Boog, I'd say he's due.
Hey!
Strike 2. Pitch gets away. And the runner holds. Here's a 1-2. Fights it off. You'll see another. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Had him way out front of the slur. The Yanks lead it 15-2. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
Singy, you grew up in the Bay Area. Did you have a favorite player as a kid?
Yeah, I love the A's lineup. I mean, guys like Ricky Henderson, Dave Kingman, Terry Steinbach. I mean, you just go on and on. Tony Armas, just some tremendous rosters back then. And I loved as a kid getting on the BART train, the Bay Area Rapid Transit, pulling up right there to the stadium and then going in and watching the game.
You also had the pleasure of going over and hitting and taking batting practice at a big leaguer's house. Who was that?
Yeah, Willie McGee, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Not
he
in the
lived
Hall
in your
of
neighborhood.
Yeah, his folks live right down the street from me, and that's where his batting cage was. I used to look out of my backyard down the hill and just dream of one day maybe being able to go over and hit with him, and that dream became a reality when I was drafted by the San Francisco Giants.
Spits the plate. That is strike two. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Up next for the Yankees, the right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Here's a 1-1. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
And that's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
Now one
Ball
missed. The Yankees up big in this one. Here at the bottom of the seventh. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Next for the Yankees, the designated hitter, Giancarlo.
Giancarlo Stanton to the plate now. That's
Ball.
off the
That's
inside
inside.
corner. And that's ball one. Grisham at first, one gone.
Not sure exactly what he was thinking there. Good sinker ball pitcher goes with the fastball in a double play situation when he needs something on the ground.
And a 1-1. Foul ball there. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. The 1-2, and that one is inside. Got him swinging.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of this stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Yennier Cano will depart, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with the new pitcher after this break.
Now pitching for the
Coming on for the Orioles,
number
Kyle
38,
Bradish.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
Upstairs.
Nope, that's the ball.
And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Ball.
Two now. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the third straight at bat. The Yanks with the lead, 15-2. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the eighth. Will Warren.
Well, he hasn't pitched in a while, coming on here after 5 days rest, so he should be rested, but we'll see if he has any rust to shake off.
So back to the top of the order. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Gunnar Henderson.
Well, Boog, here's someone we've been hyping up. One of the hottest bats in the league. But today, nada, zip, zero.
That one ripped left field. Bellinger going back. Gives up the body and makes the catch. That's baseball. One day you're Babe Ruth and the next you're Rafael Belliard. Close, but called a ball. Ball one. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone. Still 2 challenges left for them. The Orioles with a lot of ground to make up, and we're in the top of the 8th. The next pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Up next for the Orioles, the designated hitter, Leody.
Here's Leody Taveras, batting for the first time here in the 8th inning after coming into the game as a pinch runner.
0-1.
And the 1-0. To the right side, Chisholm. The underhand flip. There's one. Double play. What a clean killing to end the inning. This one pretty well decided at this point. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. The Yankees lead it 15-2. It's an AL East matchup here on MLB The Show. Back here in New York and stepping in for New York, Cody Bellinger.
No matter what, you're playing this kind of rival. Take your game to another level.
Activity in the bullpen for Baltimore. Felix Bautista, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. The 1-0. Just missed.
Down.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. Foul ball. Swung on, and there it goes. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they tack on to their lead. It's 16-2.
That one was a hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake like that. And right there, he made him pay.
That clips the corner. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Pitch misses there. And a count now even up. Got him swinging for the strikeout. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. So digging in, Austin Wells. And first offering is fouled off. Curve in the dirt. Outside.
Nope, outside.
Yeah, that's ball 2.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Two down. And that skips in the dirt. Rip to short. Slings to first in time.
The batter, number 11, shortstop Anthony Volpe.
And here's a challenge. That looked like it missed to me. Barely a hair out of his zone, but it was a ball. They'll keep both their challenges. Two down, nobody on.
That's ball 2.
And another ball.
That's inside.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Right through there for a strike.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable at the plate is pound him inside with good velocity. They're doing that right here.
And a 3-1 on the way. Fought off foul. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. Next to hit, Ryan McMahon.
Ryan McMahon.
And that's in there for a strike. Little slider that finds the mark. Volpe off of first with 2 away. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. That is the inning.
Wait a minute.
Another look at the long ball for the Yankees. Last chance coming up for the Orioles.
Let's get back to business. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I can make a big man do the running man. I can make a poor man do the money dance. I just told the label that I need 100 bands. It's not a game, boy, but I need
Back for more from the Bronx. So now the Orioles cleanup hitter, Tyler O'Neill.
Hey!
And
Ball
that's
inside.
Off the inside edge. And that is ball one. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Bellinger on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
And that's too high. One down, base is empty here in the ninth. This one in the air, right field. And that'll fall for a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
Here's Adley Rutschman. There's a strike, 95 of that one. And now the 0-1. Fouled off left side. And the 0-2. Sends him down looking. Now only one out remaining.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his third strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate. Possibly thinking about home run number 100 here. He's just one shy of that milestone.
That misses, and that's ball one. Warren, 26 years old, and he was drafted in the 8th round in 2021. Here's a 1-1.
That's ball two.
They're down to their final strike.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's got good numbers swinging at pitches in that location.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that is the ball game.
Offensive explosion today for these players. They gave up a few runs, but they had more than enough firepower to turn this one into a blowout.
Well, this one ends in a blowout for Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show. I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us.
Quiere mango, biche y raspado con cola. Aquí todas las tristezas se van con la sola.
Ay, ay, los pongo a bailar la pelúa. El que no baile que lo despelucan. No me cuquen, lean los números pa' que se eduquen. Yo no hago canciones, hago himnos pa' que no caduquen. En este género yo fui un Hadouken.